Good Tuesday morning, East Tennessee. My name is David Aldridge, Chief Meteorologist of Captain Accurate Weather, coming to you by way of the Captain Accurate Weather Command Center. On behalf of Weigel's, fuel and food that's fast, fresh, and friendly, here's a Weigel's update and a weather update because I want to make sure you're aware of what's going on. We have a brand new milk flavor that came out just a week or so ago. It's all new. It's the brownie batter milk. Oh, yes, it's delicious. It's chocolatey. You might even say it's chocolate or double chocolate, maybe even triple chocolate. It's just delicious. And if you have memories of maybe licking the bowl of the brownie batter that Mom was making in the kitchen, you've got to try this milk. It's delicious. It's fantastic. It's available for a limited time. And if you love Weigel's, you know that they make a great product. It's just better when it's fresh, farm to store in 24, farm to store, and it's just better when it's with Tennessee cows. But the all-new brownie batter milk is available now. You can pick it up at a bottle at Weigel's today. In fact, why stop at one bottle? Pick up two because I know you're going to want to share it with your family. It is delicious, the brownie batter milk from Weigel's. By the way, when we talk about the visibility today, it isn't all that great. It was a very tough night last night because of the flash flood warnings, which we'll dive in here in mere moments. But we do have a reduction visibility where you see some white areas. That's Campbell County, Claiborne, Northern Union County. It's down to next to nothing in Jonesville and all the way up toward Bell County, I would imagine. There's pockets of dense fog. May not be an issue when you see 10 miles max in Knoxville, but there are reductions. You can see 1 mile or less in Wartburg and also perhaps through the Smokies. So just be mindful if you're on the road, if you're traveling north on I-75, you may encounter some patches of fog. 71 is our current temperature as of 6 o'clock. Knoxville, 68 Morristown, 69 Wartburg, and 68 in Rockwood. If you're on the call, let me know. I am live streaming on both YouTube and Facebook. Dew points are awfully sticky. It's 68 degrees, and some have been wondering, wait a minute, when it rains, it pours. It's amazing what's been happening because you look at the stats. I've been getting some notes on Facebook. Somebody wrote, I got 1.25 inches in 40 minutes in South Knoxville. And then the next comment says, I wish I could get some rain. We've been really dry. How does one process that? Well, I'd say it's a typical summer pattern. A typical summer. He gets rain, you don't. That's the kind of, and when it rains, it pours. When it's this humid, when you got dew points in the upper 60s, it's like releasing the car wash sponge. By the way, we hit 87 yesterday, started morning at 70. Normal high and low, let's come back on camera, 88.69. Record high today, 101, 1952. We're not going to be even in the 90s. Imagine that. No 90s for like 5-6 days in a row. Wow, that's amazing. Oh, and 53, the record low from 1947. So there you go. If you're on the call, I do want to shout you out because I know there might be some of you that are leaving comments. I got Fred on here. He says, good morning. He says, it is time. 70 degrees. That's a good observation. Thank you very much for that update, Fred. He says, coffee time at Weigel's. I absolutely agree. Couldn't agree more. Thank you for your comment, and thank you for Weigel's being a sponsor. Steve Stone, my good friend, he actually came out to our special Captain Accurate premium event last Thursday. We had pizza from Marco's, and we had the Regal Cinema. We had the Twisters. We'll talk about the donation that we made on behalf of the Red Cross yesterday to the Red Cross. Very cool. But Steve also there with his family. We had a lot of fun last week. Want to shout out to him as well. But the dew point temperatures do play a big role in this pattern that when it rains, it does pour. Look at the bigger picture. You may be heading out the door this morning, and it's just clouds and some hazy sun. Most of the rain has subsided, at least for now. We had a few showers linger in the Smokies overnight. But guess what? It's going to come back. Oh, I knew you'd say that. I knew you'd say that, Aldrich. Oh, just when I thought things were going to get better. Well, temperatures today will struggle. May scratch and claw just to get to 86 in Knoxville. We hit 87 yesterday. But you may not even get out of the upper 70s. Jamestown, Fentress County, if any listeners are watching there. 80 in Oneida, my expectation today. And if you're in Kingston, Rockwood, Harriman, 85, about 86. Around, say, Seymour, 87, Newport, Dandridge, 85 from Morristown. Those are my expected highs today. And we could easily reach 87 there in, say, Tellico Plains, Madisonville. I want to show you back what's happened over the last 12 hours. Yes, you probably knew. There was a lot of rain in South Knoxville. Flash flood warning till 1:30 a.m. It just coming down in buckets. And yet, if you were to poll everybody that's on this call live or who watches it later today, you might be in Clinton or might be in Tazewell. Say, I didn't get that much rain. I hardly got anything. And that's sometimes the way it goes. But if you rewind the tape, 12 hours ago, it was nasty weather south of Oneida, and it was nasty weather south of Knoxville because it kept coming down in buckets where they got 1, 2, 3 inches. Can I hear 4? Yeah, there were some heavy amounts Look at that, almost 4.5 around Arrowhead. Beechwood about 3.8. This is Doppler estimated. But you can see downtown Knoxville, didn't much. We had, what did we have officially? 0.64 at the airport. My estimate there was about close to 0.28 McGee-Tyson. But they did pick up 0.64 because that is, again, representation, Doppler, of the last 24 hours. Again, it just shows you where it rains it can pour. Not everybody in Rocky Valley or Carter or Dumplin had as much rain, and neither did they have much in Cedar Bluff or Bearden, comparably speaking. You were turn around, don't drown. That seems a bit drastic, don't you think? Some might have thought if you were in Paulette, Norris, or Clinton. But if you were in South Knox County, you might have said, this was crazy, man. Where did this rain come from? And if you go further northwest toward Huntsville, it was even worse. It was close to 5. 5 inches of rain. Where do you put that? The problem is you don't. And it causes sewers to overflow and creeks and streams. Suddenly you have a river. A river runs through everything when you got 3, 4, 5 inches of rain in a short period of time. So they had a lot of issues. But Oneida, to be fair, about an inch. People scratching their head. It wasn't that bad here. Certainly was in Huntsville. Huntsville, not Alabama. We're talking Huntsville, Tennessee, y'all. And that was very heavy. There was no doubt very heavy rain occurring there last night. And that occurred first, and then it moved into South Knox County. By the way, you can see there's reinforcements on the way. Showers and storms will be developing today. I have an 80% chance of rain. By the way, it's 6:46. My goal is to be done at the top of the hour. Not a whole lot to see on the big picture. I mean, it's raining in parts of New England. It's summertime. It's raining in parts of the Great Lakes. It's summertime. And they've got excessive heat warnings in Montana, in Big Sky Country. What in the world? Well, it's summer. That's what's happening. And now we have all these rainstorms, showers and storms in the Gulf of Mexico. But we'll look at the tropics here coming up in just a few moments. That's the radar picture. I do want to transition just a wee bit to talk about something that's been going on in the cinema. Oh, yes, you've probably heard about the sequel to Twister. It's Twisters with an S. It came out on July 19th. That was Friday. My premium members, we got a private watch party. Isn't that cool? We raised money for the American Red Cross. And you say, why? Why are you connecting the dots with the American Red Cross? Because if you ever watch the trailer, it's about a 3-minute trailer. Watch the 3-minute trailer to Twisters. What do you see? You see a flash frame for American Red Cross. How many movies do you see the American Red Cross putting their logo on? You don't. You don't see too many. This is pretty rare. But because the movie is all about twisters and romance, I mean, that's a perfect combination, right? A good blend of romance and severe storm destruction. That's what sells tickets, probably, but it also is a great opportunity to raise some money because we get tornadoes in Tennessee. Oh, no, we don't. Yes, we do. Less than a year ago, August the 7th, coming up on the anniversary, we had not an EF1, we had an EF2. Really? Like Lovell Road, you know, not far from Weigels. Not far from Providence Church, Nick and Jay. Some of you know where Lovell Road, I'm talking about right there near Hardin Valley. But Lovell Road, EF2, a year ago. And there were those in the Lovell Crossing who were displaced. And guess who's usually boots on the ground first there to help out? Usually. It's the American Red Cross. So if you have some extra dollars and you're thinking about who can I donate to, just watching this movie makes it so apparent why it's so important to support your local American Red Cross. So I just want to shout that out. And we did that. We raised some money. The Captain Accurate Premium members, I got a chance to meet Sharon Hudson. She's the executive director there on Middlebrook Pike. This is local Middlebrook Pike. I got a chance to meet her yesterday. And a special thanks to Sharon and all the folks and the good work that they do there. Drought monitor. We have some updates. Yeah, it's a green. Say orange. Orange has been growing, but that's a bad color on this map. We love orange in East Tennessee, but that usually means a severe drought. And this is where things were as of last week. This will come out, a new one anyway, will come out on Thursday. It'll take into consideration all the data through this morning. But then it'll go into the supercomputers and it'll come out a new report on Thursday morning. But they're abnormally dry, Clarefield, Oneida, as of the last check, Maynardville, Sharps Chapel under a moderate drought, Wartburg, Crossville, Fairfield Glade under a severe drought. Kingston is orange. That means a severe drought. That's level 3 out of a possible 5 levels. You can see why we need the rain, although some would say, I haven't gotten as much as Huntsville. I haven't gotten as much as South Knoxville. But keep in mind, we're going to shuffle the deck. Some of us might get heavier rains today and tonight. It's just the way it goes. If you're keeping track, again, McGee-Tyson is where all the records have been kept for such a long time. We did receive 0.64 yesterday. That brings us up to 3.25. We're now 2 inches shy of a normal month. And you say, that's crazy. We've been under a drought. We've been under a dry stretch. And there's nothing crazier than May this year, because May, I put the surprise emoji, that's the 4th wettest May on record, going back to the year 1871. So amazing stuff, 8.5 inches in May. But we can have some dry spells. Where are we going to go from here? By 5 o'clock today, this is what the data would suggest. Maybe a 1/4 inch in spots. Maybe nothing too excitable like we had last night. By tomorrow morning, we add a little bit more. By, say, Wednesday evening, we add a little bit more, and so it goes. And there are some questions we'll examine here in the headlines about what this weekend could hold. We'll explore that momentarily, but at least the time frame through 5 o'clock Saturday, right through about 5 p.m. Sunday, would suggest we've got potential for another ½ inch, or maybe 1.5 inches or more. Just depends on where you happen to live and where these storms take up residence, because that's really what it's about, right? If it shows up over Arrowhead, but it doesn't show up over Clinton, you know, it could be a big difference between a little and quite a lot. By the way, can you believe it? It's been 5 days. We haven't been in the 90s. I thought this was like on fire. This is going to stay. As I said last week, the future does not always equal the present. We always assume, like, it's this bad now, it's going to be this way in the future. No, it's changed. And if you need evidence, look what happened on Thursday. Look what happened on Thursday the 18th. We had a below average day. We went from 95 the 17th, that was last Wednesday, to 84. And we've been in the 80s since, and we won't get out of the 80s today. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, that's 6 days, nearly a week in the 80s. Things can change. But the pendulum can swing back to the 90s before you know it down the road, because we still have August still ahead of us. Wind speed's not moving much. Here at 6:51, very thankful for you as we look at our temperatures, 71 in Knoxville, 72 in Nashville. I got some other notes from Wanda Poe. She's on YouTube. Hello, Wanda. Anything in the tropics? You read my mind, Wanda Poe. Yes, I have some tropical information for you coming up. Thank you for your patience. Lana Johnson's on here. She's noting, good morning, everyone. Beautiful rain in Kodak last night. Have a blessed day. See, it was very gentle rain for Kodak. I don't know if she would have said that if she were in Arrowhead or South Knoxville, where they had crazy rain and flash flood warnings. It depends on where you are. It sometimes just depends on where you are. I got a note from Kayla. Kayla says that red area was right above us last night. We got heavy rain for a while. It was right at bedtime. Good sleeping weather, though. Thank you for that update, Kayla. But as long as people are safe, because keep in mind, when you talk about this type of weather and people are driving at night, most flood deaths, please don't talk about that. Most flood deaths, please don't talk about that, happens in vehicles. You did say that, right? You know, we talk about American Red Cross and tornadoes. Flooding causes problems. Flooding can cause death. And people drive their cars. They think, oh, I know this road. But you don't know if there's a sinkhole forming under that road that you're familiar with. And then you get stuck. First responder has to come rescue you. It's not worth it. Just turn around. Just turn right. If you see a flooded road, and I mean a flooded road like we saw 3, 4, 5 inches of rain in parts of East Tennessee last night, it's not worth it. And at night, it's even more challenging. It's like I'm beating a drum beat. Some people will hear this message and say, la, 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 la. But there'll come a time when you might have to make that call. For you and your family, it's just best. It's just best to turn around and save yourself the headaches of being stuck or having the fear of where you can't get out of a car because water's taking over. It can happen in flash flood situations. Dew point temperature 68. As we mentioned, it's rather sticky. Temperature at 71 right now, 68 dew point. Factors into about, well, it feels like 68. Doesn't change much. Feels like temperature is a fantastic product. It's consumer driven, but it really doesn't play until temperatures get a little bit warmer in the day. That's just the way it goes. As far as the humidity, it stays pretty constant. I see a lot of different shades of green, which represents stuffy air. Typically dew points in the mid to upper 60s, where you see the darker green areas, and that sticks around through Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday night, and guess what? It sticks around on Thursday as well. So it's not going to be going away. After all, it's summer, but there might be a little bit of retreat as you head into Friday. You can see it's already moving out of Lexington, Louisville by Friday morning, and maybe, just maybe, it comes back down with drier air by Saturday. But tracking the clouds, you can see. What can you see? You can see there's a lot of clouds, maybe a little bit of hazy sun this morning. Sun came up at 6:37 and goes down at 8:47. So we are losing minutes. And I put the crying emoji because some people are like, oh no, not again. I have outdoor activities. I get it. It's like another movie, Bill Murray, Groundhog Day. It's like the same day over and over and over again, right? We're going to have another pattern of rain, 80% chance of rain tomorrow, 80% chance of rain Thursday. That's enough to make the emoji cry in some cases. We've got clouds, we've got hazy sun. We struggle struggle to hit 86 today. That's my expectation. But if you're out the door, it is July 23rd. Here's what I expect to see. We're going to find maybe a dry start, but showers and storms will develop. They'll increase throughout the day, and they may be more challenging for the drive home versus the drive in. Drive in may be a piece of cake. Some puddles might still exist in some areas, but please be mindful. Temperatures should be in the low to mid 80s across East Tennessee. Now to the tropics. Wanda Poe wanted to know, nothing going on. It is, after all, it is late July. Now, if we had a quiet map in the Atlantic by late August, I'd be surprised. In fact, we've been examining potential targets for tropical weather on the What's the Next Big Thing. It's a little post I do for Premium each and every day. So they have some opportunities to know where things might develop, but if you've got plans to be at the beach, you look okay over the next 7 days. And by the way, I should mention to come back on camera, on my app, I know the Paris Olympics starts Friday. You know how it's very easy to get a 7-day forecast on the Captain Accurate Weather app. It's free. We'll talk about that coming up maybe tomorrow. But it does start Friday, runs through the 11th of August, the Olympics. So some of you might want to know, what's the weather? What's the weather going to be like in Paris? I'm watching, just kind of curious. You can see it. So you can get a 7-day anywhere in the world on the Captain Accurate Weather app, which is free. I digress. Hurricane season will be ramping up typically in August, September. That is a historical view. Now, as far as the names, we've got Debbie, hello Debbie, Ernesto, and Francine as the next 3 names on the list. Here are the headlines. 6:56 storms, showers and storms. They develop today. More storms Wednesday and Thursday. And questions, don't you love a good mystery? Questions remain about this weekend, because what's going to happen is the front's going to maybe move to the south. And the question is, how fast does it move back up? So if it moves out a little bit on Friday, does it stay to the south then before it comes back? So there's a little bit of mystery. And again, a trend is not one model run. I'm going to examine that a little bit more, but it looks like Sunday, Monday, still some question marks. I think the chance of rain Saturday looks like it's mainly Smokies. That I have not changed my opinion, but Sunday, Monday will have to be revisited. Right now, it is 70 degrees. We have a dew point at 68, relative humidity at 93%. Valley Planner takes us into the mid-80s today. I have us generally, I think, about 86. I think we could squeeze that out. But generally, there could be, once we get into that 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, it's going to depend on where those storms are and how quickly it cools our numbers. Oh, yes, if you want chances of rain, say, be careful what you wish for. Be careful what you pray for, because maybe your cup overfloweth. You may see that I got a lot more rain than I wanted, and that's just sometimes the way the cookie crumbles, or in this case, the raindrop falls. Storm Prediction Center highlighting some color, maybe only the lightest shade of green. That's just general thunderstorms across the lower 48. That means when it rains, and it could pour, it's not going to produce 60-mile-an-hour winds. We're not going to expect tornadoes or damaging wind of any kind. It's just going to be nuisance rain, or maybe disruptive rain, because you might have outdoor activities. Where there could be some isolated severe storms on Wednesday would be the Buffalo, New York, Western New York, Cleveland, Akron, Ohio, parts of Pennsylvania, including Erie, but nothing going on here other than more of the same. As I mentioned, that other movie, Groundhog Day, where each day seems like it's the same day. Look at Thursday, same situation. So we got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, same pattern, same situation, same boundary that's kind of stalled over our neck of the woods. And what I'm talking about is this line, this red, blue, red, blue, red, blue. That's a slowing front, meaning it could be moving 5 miles an hour or less. It's not moving very fast, but it's draped across us, if not over top of us. Perhaps it moves to our south for a little while, then it might want to come back, and the rain basically rides along that railroad track. So it keeps it unsettled on Wednesday, keeps it unsettled on Thursday, and so it goes. So if you're hoping for some changes, you might get some relief, maybe at the beaches, but even those areas might still be affected by the same boundary. It's just the pattern that we're currently under. By the way, it's 6:59. Time to wrap things up, as we're going to jump ahead to our forecast, because you can see by today, our futurecast shows some pockets of heavy rain in red. That might mean where you are disrupted by 2 o'clock in southeast Kentucky. But by the time we hit 4 o'clock, drive home, there come more reinforcements, and it starts to roll into the neck of our towns. Some cases, some very locally heavy rain, so we want to make sure you're aware of what's coming our way. Let's go ahead and talk about the forecast, as it's now just about 7 o'clock, and I want to get you out the door so that you're ready for your Tuesday ahead. Your forecast for today, I believe we can jump ahead. I believe it's going to come in, because it just keeps showing how the rain is just like it's a lather, repeat, and rinse type of situation. So for today, 86, we struggle to get there. Our winds are not that strong. When they're moving, they'll generally be out of the southwest 5 to as much as 10 miles per hour. Clouds, hazy, sun. For today, 85 for Morristown, about 85 for Dandridge, Jefferson City, Oak Ridge and Clinton 85, La Follette, Caryville 83, about 82 for Middlesboro, Bell County. If you're traveling, 87 for Atlanta, 86 for Lexington, but a 90 for our friends in Charlotte, North Carolina. Tonight we're down to 69, patches of fog, more clouds, and you guessed it, more showers and storms. I got an 80% chance today, 60% tonight. 80% chance today, 60% chance tonight, and the winds will be generally 0 to 5. Tonight we're down to 68 Oak Ridge, 67 Morristown, 66 in Sevierville. As I mentioned, it is 7 o'clock. It is time now for your Captain Accurate Weather Authority forecast. Very thankful for you. By the way, before I get to that, did I mention, have I told you about the brownie buttermilk? The brownie buttermilk is so delicious. Oh, it's delicious. It's available for a limited time. If you haven't checked it out, it is like a chocolate, double chocolate, triple chocolate. I love the chocolate. It's the brownie buttermilk from Weigel's. It is delicious. You owe it to yourself to grab a bottle, pick up 2 bottles, because when you think about Weigel's, you think about it's just better when it's fresh. It's farm to store in 24. Who else does that around here? And it's just better when it's with Tennessee cows. Very thankful for Weigel's. It's just brownie buttermilk. Check them out because I think you'll be most impressed. All right, get back to the forecast. I don't want to delay any further. We'll be lucky to hit 80 tomorrow. Now think about that. When we were like 95 a week ago, somebody said, that's nuts. It's just going to stay like that the whole summer. Nope. Nope. When it rains, it's sometimes really, really hard to get to 90. And I have us right now at 88 on Saturday with some mountain spotty storms. But Sunday, Monday, still some question marks. Again, it depends on how far south the front goes. Does it stay there, or does it get a mind of its own and drift back up a little bit quicker? In that case, you're going to have to introduce some shower opportunities on Sunday and Monday. That's just the way it goes. But when you're in a drought, I mean, could you ask for a better menu? I'd say this has been a blessing to get the rain. But again, some might not like it if you have some outdoor activities. Just wanted to give you a reminder of that. By the way, it's 7:02. Want to say good morning to Ed. He is on here. He's saying good morning. Have a great day. Ed, you have one as well. Felicia Moyers, want to say, our sexton, says good morning. Happy to see that she's on here. And our friend Janet Potts is wanting to chime in. She's mentioned good morning from Talbot. It looks like the lawns will turn green again after this week. I think so. And I think we shouldn't be too worried about the drought monitor from last week because it has to take into consideration all the activity that's been going on this week. Do you see what I mean? It's how weather works. It's how Mother Nature tends to operate. Anyway, well, my name is David Aldridge. Some people call me Captain Accurate. Make sure you pick up some hot coffee, also some wonderful chocolate milk, or I like to say, grab the brownie buttermilk. It's like double, triple chocolate. It's delicious. You got to check it out. But I'm very thankful for Weigel's. Maybe a cold drink on a sticky day. For a sticky day. Anyway, my name is David Aldridge. Some people call me Captain Accurate. It's not easy being accurate, so weather doesn't surprise you. We'll see you here next time. Take care.